Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your February 2023 reading. So, I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The first card that I have is the Chariot and the King of Wands in reverse. So, the Chariot is all about your movement forward, towards your ambition, towards your expansion, towards your aspiration. But with the King of Wands in reverse, it's telling me that there's like the fire, the guts, the courage, the drive to go forward in it is kind of lacking. It's kind of blocked. And here during the month, we have it again with the Eight of Wands in reverse. So that means I'm not flowing in the Eight of Wands. It's the arrows of love, it's serendipity, synchronicities. I'm dancing with the universe. One move leads to another and I'm growing with it. It's in reverse. So I'm like, seems like I'm making moves and I'm not advancing. I'm not progressing. There's no movement forward. At the end of the month, there we have the moon. So that means that this pushing, okay, and trying will ultimately bring up from your unconscious the things that need to change, okay? The moon is always the beginning of a quest. We will have the new moon in Pisces at the end of the month. Beginning of the month, we have the full moon in Virgo. But here, this is like, okay, something's gonna come up to the surface. I'm gonna be a bit lost in, as the effect. I'm gonna be a bit lost in where do I go? What should I do? Because when you look at this card, this is an eclipse. The moon is in front of the sun, so that means that all of a sudden, I don't see where I'm going. My chariot is running blind here. And of course, there's going to be like old reactions coming up from the woodworks of my subconscious to like that lobster bottom feeder coming up to the surface to be addressed, to be transformed. And this is part of the process of life, of course. Okay, how else would things come up if not to be addressed? So, under our King of Wands in reverse and our Chariot, we have you, King of Pentacle here. And here I have an Ace of Pentacle and the Eight of Pentacle in reverse. And there we have it right there. There's this seed. Seed is a potential of something I could invest in, I could grow. But why am I not moving forward for that? Eight of Pentacle in reverse, that's like what would be my, willpower and strategy, my chisel and my hammer, that would carve this reality into my focused ambition here, is not happening. Under the Eight of Wands in reverse, I have the Magician and the Tower in reverse. So even though I'm really putting all of my manifesting power in there, there's something that is going to crumble. There's like a realization that I am going to have into, this is how I used to structure myself, but the usual structure cannot withstand with this new seed that I want to grow. Under the moon, what will come up and show its face like a little, unconscious leprechaun coming in, it will be the Seven of Swords. How do I disempower myself? How do I sabotage myself? How do I procrastinate? How am I fearing a certain result, or that I believe I have certain lacks that prevent me to be in my 4 elements, all powerful. And under that, I have the 3 of Pentacles. So when it comes to knowing how to use my wand in a daily way, how to use my willpower, because this is, yes, Virgo, another, brother earth sign, ruled by Mercury. That means the intelligence of the divine that guides its willpower. So at the end of the month, you will be conscious that this has a hard time happening when it comes to how I invest myself. I have like a 7 of Swords here. And even if before maybe you could, pass over it by using, all the other elements to compensate, now that situation will become so obvious that you'll have no choice but to address it. So let's clarify this for you, my Capricorns. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify these readings for Capricorn for the month of February 2023. So you will uncover the source of how you can put your own sticks in your own wheels in a way, okay? So there might be an event that makes it even more obvious this month, so that this can be revealed to you so that you can address it and transmute it. So show me the Chariot and the King of Wands in reverse. There you are, Capricorn. Ooh, we're understanding something here. And who are you? 5 of Cups. There's an old sadness here. There's an old grieving of that is linked with a reversed King of Wands. So that means linked with things I wasn't able to carry all the way, or I didn't have the power or the will or the fire to do so, or that somebody else's willpower and so on undermined my progress, my ambition. There's an information, there's a realization here that you're going to receive. King of Pentacles. Four of Wands, Hermit in reverse. So we have the Hermit in reverse right away. The Four of Wands, this is when everything comes to the surface. It's almost like at this point, we haven't crossed the threshold yet to arrive on the other side where there would be, people celebrating, everything is wonderful and so on. We're watching it and we have the option to cross. But there's that thing where I don't know how to proceed. I cannot listen to my high priestess, to my inner light, to give directions to my King of Pentacles, to, okay, this is how you're going to do it. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Sword, Ace of Sword. So that information is hitting your Queen of Swords. So that means how you're perceiving this information. It's how you look at the potentials in front of you and how you're seeing them. And in some way, you're seeing it like if it's undoable. It can't be done. There's like, I don't know how to proceed. I know that there's this potential, but I'm kind of stuck. There's a feeling of being stuck. And what will come up will be your old sadnesses, and that what can I do with this? Because the Ace of Swords is just the spark of a new understanding, but it's not there in your hands yet. It's still in the hand of the divine. And your Queen of Swords is trying to perceive and understand it. But if there's a Five of Cups, she's looking at things through the lens of her old sadnesses and grievings of things that did not succeed, that were lost, that didn't happen. Eight of Wands in reverse. So maybe at the beginning of the month, you're feeling a bit lost into what's the next step, Capricorn. Eight of Wands. Why is the Eight of Wands in reverse? But all of this, it's like if they're putting you in the shadow so that what needs to come up can come up. Here I have strength. Okay? So that you can rise above. Here is the fire. Okay? We see that it's your relationship with fire, with willpower. Maybe before you would push yourself over your sadnesses, but now they're going to make it so impossible to do so that you'll have no choice but to address these old sadnesses that in a way kind of disempower you in your process, okay, and in your progress. So you're going to try and push yourself this month. So I have the Seven of Cups in reverse, trying to let go of these old sadnesses that blur your vision, not knowing where is this going and all of that. And here I have the Star and the Ten of Cups, Six of Swords in reverse. So yes, you're going to be very strong this month through this. You will want to master it and control it. And yes, I'm going to keep my faith and seeing the high frequency of things, but it's always like there's a feeling of being catched up, because they want you to really turn the page, forgive, let go of that old stain that has been chewing you from behind. Okay? Tower. It's going to become obvious. Sun in reverse. And the card that fell is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands with the Tower, it's a reaction, okay? But with the Sun in reverse, it's a reaction without seeing clearly, okay? You're gonna try and push yourself through. You're gonna try and, make it happen anyway. Just rise above it, get control over it. But at the end of the month here, we have the Moon. What is that Moon? Here is the Tower. And the Moon here is going to show you, because, it's so that you let yourself heal, so that you remove that shadow from you. The shadow that creates the Seven of Swords. So you have a reverse Tower at the beginning here, which what that tells me is that you'll have a hint of it at the beginning of the month. At the end of the month, it's going to come out seemingly from out of the woodworks, but you will have seen it coming, okay? And it's so that true expansion can come into your life. You might not be ready for it. There's still healing to be happening, so that you can see the bigger picture and that you can work on that hardcore belief within yourself. And so we can get rid of that Seven of Swords. Because, so we can make a decision and truly be in our magician. And being able to actually follow our heart without feeling vulnerable, or that we can be screwed, or that, things like that. Here, it's like if they're trying to push you to look deep into your waters so that you can finish a cycle. And during the month, you won't be listening. You'll be like pushing through. But at one point, you'll have no choice. So it will be to go and look at that old sadness that has created a Seven of Swords in you. That means created a way, a belief that actually disempowers you. So that you can bring your fire in a completely different way after, when it comes to Tower. So that you can bring your fire in a different way here, so that you understand that it needs to be aligned with your heart. They're gonna make things unbearable so that you look at your heart chakra and that you address it. And here I have the King of Pentacles in reverse. By shaking your security, by shaking the way you've always done things, even if you were able to not look at the emotional aspect and pass over, even though it would, let's say, throw a bucket on your fire and throw a bucket on your fire every time. And at this point, even if before you were able to kind of, push yourself through it, at this point, this month, they're going to make it almost impossible, so that you have no choice but to go and heal that part. And so, of course, it's going to make it that after that, carving your reality, building your ambition and what you want will be so much lighter, because you will not be, pushing through a heavy thing in front of you. So this month, you're going to have like an imposed moon. We have a, what's next? I don't see what's the next move I should do. I don't know what to do. So a lot of questioning, and you're going to hold on to your fate, and you have to, and it's amazing that you do so. But ultimately it will be to release and heal that old thing that's going to come up to the surface. So I'm going to call that the moon, because this is what is heading towards you. It's the moon. And the more you allow it in, you accept it, the easiest it's going to be to pass through it. So don't worry, Capricorn. If, this guy needs to come upright, because there are things that they want you to see, and it's for your benefits at the end. All right? So on this, I am sending you all my love and light. On the first of the month, celebrate in bowl. It is the coming back of light, so that light can be shown on what needs to be addressed for you in a peaceful, beautiful way. You're not alone. You're assisted. And this is probably due to, Saturn, your ruler, enter in Aquarius. So reassessing your fate and making it more clear by releasing what blurs the picture. All right? So keep faith. I'm going to call it like that. Keep faith, Capricorn. On this, thank you for watching, sharing, commenting. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's a website, you go on it. There's a schedule 3 weeks in advance there. You can book new days, opening every day, of course. And namaste. Happy Valentine's Day also. All my love for you. And I'll see you next month.